Greetings, courageous communicators, and welcome back to Inspire Archive. We all desire confidence, that inner conviction that allows us to pursue our goals, speak our minds, and navigate life's challenges with unwavering self-assurance. Yet, for many, fear acts as a silent saboteur, keeping us trapped in our comfort zones, paralyzing us with self-doubt, and preventing us from taking the very steps that lead to growth. What if the secret to building unshakable confidence isn't found in a magic pill or endless introspection, but in a powerful, often counterintuitive principle? Confidence is built through action, not as a prerequisite for it. What if you could learn to project an aura of calm authority and self-assurance even when you're internally terrified? Today we're diving deep into how to be confident even if you're not, a comprehensive, actionable blueprint designed to transform your relationship with fear, cultivate resilience, and unlock a limitless wellspring of self-belief. Prepare to transform your presence, conquer your fears, and step boldly into your greatest potential.
Chapter 1. The Myth of Innate Confidence versus the Reality of Action. The common struggle: waiting to feel confident before acting. A widespread misconception is that confidence is a feeling you must possess before you can take action. We tell ourselves, "I'll do it when I feel more confident." This mindset is a trap. We wait, we delay, and our skills and courage atrophy, making us feel even less confident and less likely to act in the future. This psychological loop is often fueled by a fear of failure, judgment, or imperfection. We fear that our lack of confidence will be exposed, so we avoid the very actions that would build it. For example, you postpone volunteering to speak in a meeting because you're not confident in your public speaking skills. By not speaking, you never get the experience, and your confidence remains low, perpetuating the cycle. The uncomfortable truth: confidence is built through action. Genuine, lasting confidence is primarily an outcome, a byproduct of taking consistent, courageous action. Each time you step outside your comfort zone, you provide concrete, undeniable proof to your brain that "I can do this." This evidence reinforces your belief in yourself. Neuroplasticity in action. Your brain is highly adaptable. Taking action in the face of fear, even if it's small, strengthens new neural pathways associated with courage and competence. With each successive action, the path becomes easier and your confidence grows exponentially. For example, the first time you speak in a meeting is terrifying. The second time is a little less so. By the 10th time, it's a habit, and your confidence in speaking has grown because you have a history of successful actions to draw from. The psychological disconnect: internal feeling versus external perception. One of the most critical insights is that what you feel inside, scared, anxious, unsure, is often very different from what others perceive on the outside. People primarily react to your external cues, your voice, your body language, and your word choice. They don't know your internal state. This perception gap is your ultimate opportunity. By consciously controlling your outward signals, your vocal tone, your posture, your language, you can project confidence even if you don't feel it. Your audience's positive perception then reinforces your own internal confidence over time, creating a virtuous cycle.
For example, you might be trembling internally, but if you consciously slow your pace and maintain steady eye contact, your audience perceives thoughtfulness, not fear. The high cost of inaction due to lack of confidence. Succumbing to fear and waiting for confidence leads to missed opportunities. You pass on promotions, new ventures, or deep connections because you don't believe you're capable or worthy. Stagnation. Your skills and courage atrophy, preventing personal and professional growth. Regret. The long-term pain of what could have been often outweighs the short-term discomfort of taking action. For example,
You have a brilliant idea, but never pitch it. A few months later, a competitor pitches a similar idea and reaps the rewards, leaving you with regret. The aha moment. Confidence is a choice. The liberating truth is that you can choose to act with confidence, regardless of how you feel. You can choose to embody confident behaviors, knowing that these actions are the very building blocks of genuine, lasting self-belief. You don't need permission from your feelings. You just need to commit to the action. This realization shifts the paradigm from waiting passively for confidence to actively and intentionally creating it.
Chapter 2. The foundational mindset for building confidence. Before you deploy the external playbook, cultivate the inner framework that supports courageous action. 1. Embrace a growth mindset. Confidence is a skill to be developed. Malleability of confidence. Understand that confidence is not a fixed trait. It is a mental muscle that strengthens with consistent exercise and effort. Every action you take, every mistake you learn from, and every small win you achieve contributes to its growth. Effort fuels development. View the effort required for courageous action not as a punishment, but as the direct path to skill development and mastery. This perspective makes challenges feel like opportunities, not threats. For example, instead of believing, "I'm just not a confident public speaker," adopt the belief, "I can become a confident public speaker with consistent practice." 2. Cultivate self-awareness and self-compassion. Acknowledge fear without judgment. Know your inner dialogue. Become aware of the negative self-talk that fuels your fear. What specific phrases or beliefs arise when you feel unconfident? Acknowledge and accept. The first step to managing fear is to acknowledge its presence without judgment. Don't fight it. Simply observe it and say, "Okay, I'm feeling fear," and that's normal. Self-kindness. Be kind to yourself. You're a human being, and fear is a human emotion. You don't need to be perfect to be courageous. For example, when you feel nervous before a meeting, don't criticize yourself. Acknowledge the feeling and remind yourself that it's okay, and you're going to proceed anyway. 3. Focus on contribution, not performance. Serving others reduces self-consciousness. Shift your attention outward. When you're overly focused on how you are performing, your anxiety spikes. Instead, consciously shift your focus to your audience. How can your message genuinely serve them? What value are you providing? Purpose is bigger than fear. When your purpose is to inform, help, or connect with others, your self-consciousness naturally fades. Your mission becomes more important than your internal discomfort. For example, in a presentation, focus on ensuring your key message is clear and helpful to your audience, rather than worrying about stumbling over your words. 4. Separate your worth from outcomes. Your value is inherent. Decouple from success/failure. True confidence is not dependent on the outcome of a single action. Whether a project succeeds or fails, your inherent value as a person remains unchanged. Embrace a learning mindset. View every outcome as data. A failure is simply a learning opportunity, not a reflection of your worth. For example, a sales call might result in a no, but that doesn't make you a failure. It's an opportunity to learn what went wrong in your pitch and improve for the next call. 5. Embrace strategic vulnerability. Authenticity builds trust. Not oversharing. This doesn't mean revealing every insecurity. It means being authentic and human. Sometimes, a touch of genuine vulnerability, acknowledging a new challenge or a learning curve, can build rapport and trust with others. Authenticity over pretense. People are more drawn to genuine character than a flawless facade. Your willingness to be human can be a powerful source of connection. For example,
In a new leadership role, you might say, "I'm excited for this new challenge, and I'm still learning, so I'll be relying on your expertise in some areas." This builds trust and respect. Chapter 3. How to project confidence, even when you're not. The external playbook. These are the immediate, actionable techniques that will instantly transform how you are perceived, even when your internal state is shaky. Number 6. Master your body language, your silent amplifier. The power pose, briefly. Before a challenging situation, find a private space and hold an expansive, open posture, for example, standing tall with hands on hips, for 2 minutes. This can physiologically reduce stress and increase feelings of power. Open, expansive posture. Stand or sit tall with your shoulders back and chest open. Avoid hunching, crossing your arms defensively, or making yourself physically small. This projects openness, approachability, and confidence. Intentional eye contact. Maintain appropriate, consistent eye contact. This signals sincerity, conviction, and engagement. For a group, sweep your gaze across different individuals. Purposeful gestures. Use natural open hand gestures to emphasize points. Avoid fidgeting, tapping, or nervous movements, which signal anxiety. For example, even if you feel nervous, intentionally stand tall, make eye contact, and avoid putting your hands in your pockets. Number 7. Refine your vocal presence, the sound of authority. The intentional pause. This is your most powerful tool. Instead of or like when you're searching for words, take a deliberate, silent pause. It makes you sound thoughtful, composed, and in control. Diaphragmatic breathing. Practice breathing from your diaphragm. Your belly expands as you inhale. This supports a deeper, more resonant voice that conveys calm authority. It also helps control nerves. Controlling pace and volume. Fear often makes us rush. Consciously slow down your speaking pace slightly for emphasis and clarity. Speak loudly enough to be heard clearly without shouting. Eliminate uptalk. End your statements with a firm, downward vocal inflection to signal certainty and finality, rather than a rising tone that sounds like a question. For example, instead of, "I think we should do this," say, "I believe we should do this," with a confident downward tone. 8. Use precise and assertive language. Eliminate hedging. Ruthlessly remove phrases like, "I think," "I guess," "maybe," and "sort of." They undermine your message. Direct, declarative statements. Use clear, declarative language. For example, "My recommendation is," or "Let's proceed with this plan." This shows you are decisive and ready to lead. I statements. Frame your opinions and needs using I statements to own your perspective without being accusatory. For example, "I feel we should" versus "you should." For example, instead of "maybe we could try this," say, "I recommend we try this." 9. Strategic preparation. Your confidence safety net. Meticulous preparation of content. The more you know your material, the less you'll fear forgetting or being challenged. This is the foundation of authentic confidence. Mental rehearsal and visualization. Before a high-stakes moment, mentally rehearse your opening, key points, and potential responses to questions. Visualize yourself performing confidently and successfully. Anticipate questions. Think about potential questions or objections and prepare concise, confident answers. This reduces the element of surprise. For example, before a presentation, create a list of the 3 toughest questions you might be asked and prepare a succinct answer for each. 10. The power of the smallest action. Overcoming paralysis. Breaking it down. Break a big, scary goal into the smallest possible, most manageable step.
The goal is to make the first action so easy that resistance is eliminated. The momentum effect. The act of taking that smallest step creates a sense of accomplishment and builds momentum, making the next step feel less intimidating. The 5-second rule. When you feel the urge to hesitate, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then physically move to start the action before your brain can talk you out of it. For example, the smallest action for start a new side business isn't quit my job. It's research a business name for 15 minutes.
Chapter 4. The 21-Day Challenge, your action plan to build lasting confidence. These are the precise steps to integrate these habits into your life. Week 1. Foundations of body and voice. Daily. Practice 2 minutes of a power pose. Practice 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing. Consciously take a pause before speaking in every conversation. Eliminate hedging language from your emails and conversations. Week 2. Language and preparation. Daily. Continue Week 1 habits. Practice delivering 3 declarative statements with a firm, downward inflection. Mentally outline your key points before any important conversation. Practice visualizing a successful outcome for an upcoming event. Week 3. Action and integration. Daily. Continue all previous habits. Take one small, courageous action that pushes you outside your comfort zone. For example, speak up in a meeting. Introduce yourself to someone new. Start a small side project task. Celebrate your wins, big and small, to reinforce the positive feedback loop. Consciously focus on contribution over performance.
So, courageous communicators, as we conclude today's essential guide on Inspire Archive, remember, the secret to being confident, even if you're not, isn't a myth. It's a deliberate choice to build it through action. By mastering your body language, refining your vocal presence, using assertive language, and consistently taking courageous small steps, you will transform your presence and command unwavering respect regardless of your internal state. Your courage and your ideas deserve to be heard. Embrace these habits and watch as you not only project confidence, but also cultivate it from within. The path to an unshakable sense of self-belief begins with your first courageous action. If this guide resonated with you, if it sparked a new determination to master your presence under pressure, then please comment below and share one specific action or habit you'll implement today to build your confidence. Give this video a thumbs up if you're ready to unlock your inner strength and speak with unwavering assurance. And most importantly, subscribe to Inspire Archive and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future deep dives into personal mastery and unparalleled influence. Thank you for joining us on Inspire Archive today. Go forth, speak with power, and lead with confidence. Until next time, stay inspired.